Today we're going to learn how math is used in baking. We'll learn about measurements, fraction, and time, all while making a homemade vanilla cake. First, let's talk about measurements. We have to measure our ingredients before putting it into the bowl. And we want to measure them because if we put the wrong amount of ingredients, our cake won't come out as delicious as we want it to. We can measure using cups, tablespoons, or teaspoons. The first ingredient is flour. We're going to need 1.5 cups of flour. We have different sizes. There's 1 cup, 3/4 of a cup, 1/2 cup, 1/3 cup, and 1/4 cup. So since we need 1.5 cups, we're going to use our biggest one, which is 1 whole cup of flour. So let's measure that out. So that's 1 whole cup of flour that we're going to put in here. And now we're going to find our 1/2 cup of flour. Our 1/2 cup. And then we're going to measure that and put it in as well. Fractions play a role in this. Let's say we didn't have our 1 cup of flour. We could use different sizes to measure up to 1 cup. So let's say we only had the 1/4 cup. Let's see how many 1/4 cups it'll take to measure 1 whole cup. So it takes 4 1/4 cups to measure a whole 1 cup. Now we have all our flour in our bowl. Our next ingredient is baking powder. So for baking powder, we only need a small amount of it. We don't want too much. So that's why we would use teaspoons. Teaspoons are used to measure small quantities of ingredients. There's also tablespoons to measure a little bit bigger but less than a cup for like melted butter. So for our baking powder, would we use a teaspoon or a whole cup? That's right, we'll use a teaspoon. We're gonna need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So we're just gonna mix it all up and then put it aside. Now we're gonna move on to our bigger bowl. So for this recipe, we need 3 eggs. Which group has 3 eggs? This one or this one? This one, that's right. So let's crack these 3 eggs. And we're gonna go ahead and give that a little mix. Okay. So now our next ingredient is butter, melted butter. So I melted 1 stick of butter, and 1 stick of butter is 8 tablespoons. So we're gonna use our tablespoon for measuring and measure out 8 tablespoons of this. So that's all the butter that's gonna go in there. Now we're gonna add our last ingredient and my favorite ingredient, which is sugar. So we need a lot of sugar for this. So am I gonna use a tablespoon or am I gonna use cups? That's right, I'm gonna use cups. So we're gonna measure 2 whole cups of sugar for this. And that's 2 cups of sugar. So now we're gonna wanna mix all of this together for about 3 minutes. So it's 12:30 right now. So what time would I stop mixing at? That's right, 12:33. So now we're gonna finally add our flour into this mixture. So we added all the flour and we're gonna mix this for about 5 minutes or so. So after we're done mixing, we're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And so once that preheats, we're gonna put our mixture into a pan and we're gonna put it in the oven. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're gonna oil our pan. And we're gonna pour our mixture into it. So now that it's all in the pan, we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. So we need to let the cake bake for 30 minutes. Currently it's 12:45, and so what time would the cake be done baking? That's right, 1:15. So that's how you make a homemade vanilla cake using math. So the next time you're baking a cake or cooking anything, remember how fun it was to do it with math. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today.